All right, everybody, welcome back to the Mic'd Up Podcast with Zach and Dom.
Yep, today we're going to be talking about big NFL free agency moves, and we're going to be filling out a bracket, little March Madness bracket.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! All right, so we're gonna start off with CS today. The finale to ESL Pro League Season 21 was a freaking masterclass by Vitality. It was absolutely awesome. Convincing 3-0 victory against Mouse, and the fact that Mouse were even in the grand finals was insane because they had a 2-0 victory over Team Spirit in the semifinals. So, and Team Spirit, obviously Vitality and Spirit, 1 and 2 in the world.
Yeah,
So Mouse getting that win over Spirit in the semis is absolutely insane. But I think they used every single ounce of effort and every single ounce of everything that they had to get that win over Spirit, because going into the grand finals they disappeared. Vitality beat them 13-9 on the first map, and it got completely worse. It was 13-4 on map 2, 13-5 on map 3. I mean, it was absolutely awful.
yeah, it's an ass whooping.
Yeah, 100%. It was so good for Vitality that the lowest rated player was their IGL of Apex, and he still had a 1.24 rating.
Good.
Right? So, and they were all so consistent. There was a 1.24, 1.25, 1.25, 1.38, and a 1.28, and a 1.33. So, I mean, they were all just right there. It was absolutely awesome. And then the highest rated player for Mouse was Spinks, who they took off of Vitality, who Rops replaced Spinks, and Spinks went to Mouse. Spinks was their highest rated player at 0.97.
To beat Spirit?
Yeah. Mouse beat Spirit.
Yeah.
But when against Vitality, nobody had over a 1 rating. Nobody had over a 1.0 rating.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, they were all... Nobody had a positive KD. There was only a 0 KD. 43 and 43.
Damn.
Insane. And that's over 3 maps. That's crazy. There was nobody who had a negative KD on Vitality.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a complete ass whooping.
It's
Whole team.
They destroyed him, man. Yeah, they destroyed him. Every single thing about it. But Vitality with this win gives them, I think I don't remember how many wins you need for it, but they're 1 away from getting the ESL Grand Slam, which is kind of like a secondary tournament inside of the things. So it's, you get it by winning tournaments, right? So if you win a certain amount of S tier tournaments in a certain amount of time, then you completed the Grand Slam.
Yeah.
But they're only ESL tournaments. They're only tournaments that ESL hosts. So PGL Blues, the one we talked about a couple weeks ago, that doesn't
count for it.
That doesn't count. Yeah, doesn't count towards it. So now that Vitality won Pro League, though, the 2 chances they have before the major in June is IEM Melbourne, which is coming up. That's, I think, the next tournament, actually. So if they win the next tournament, then they complete it. But yeah, and after Melbourne, we have IEM Dallas, which is always a good one. G2 won that one last year.
What's IEM stand for?
Intel Extreme Masters. So it's just sponsored pretty much by Intel.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are their 2 tournaments before the major, and then the 2 tournaments after the major are IEM Cologne, which is it could be a major every year. IEM Cologne and IEM Katowice could be majors every year. They're just not. They're just the 2 top tournaments that everybody wants to win. And actually, Vitality won the last Cologne and the last Katowice. So if they win this Cologne, they're definitely going to complete the Grand Slam at that point. But after Cologne, ESL Pro League Season 22 is their next.
Damn, that's crazy.
Next option. Yeah, so there's 2 Pro Leagues in a year.
Yeah.
So that's yeah. So yeah, I mean, if Vitality are able to get their hands on any of those tournaments, which in all four of those tournaments, they're favored.
I was gonna say
to win the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they've solidified themselves as world number 1. Like, they are top in the world. Hands
Especially
down.
with Spirit losing.
Yeah, with Spirit losing the mouse. It's no doubt about it. The Spirit have been looking rough, man.
Really?
If they can't, yeah, if Donk isn't carrying them, then they just can't do shit. Let me look at the results of that Mouse Spirit. Oh, it was a 2-1. It wasn't 2-0. I think I said 2-0 earlier. Um, yeah, yeah. So Donk was 64 and 49,
Damn.
right, over 3 maps. Magix, who's not their IGO, who's kind of supposed to be the guy going in after Donk, I believe. I don't necessarily know what roles he has, but they're better than Zontic's roles, which is kind of a lurk role. And he went 31 and 56. Terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. That's 25 kills different.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's not good.
Um,
31 and 56?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So I think they've got some changes coming their way, if I'm being honest, after the major, after this Austin major.
Mm.
I think they're going to stick it through until the Austin major because they just won Shanghai, right? They just won the last major with this roster. So they're definitely going to keep it for the next major. But after that next major, I can almost guarantee Magic's and potentially even Shiro. Shiro went 55 and 46, but as an opper, I mean, you're almost expected to. Shiro is a great opper. But there's rumors of Monesi, who plays for G2, who is number 2 in the world last year. He wants to play on a team that where he can speak his native language, right? Because right now he's on an international roster speaking English. He wants to be able to speak. He wants to be able to speak Russian. So if he replaces Shiro next year after the major, that'd be crazy. But there's also talks about him wanting to, or Falcons wanting to get him to go play with Nico. So I mean, like, who really knows? Only time will tell. Because there's no way of telling.
Yeah.
Right.
Until they sign.
Yeah, exactly. Until shit happens. I mean, for all I know, they could just keep the exact same roster. Even after they could come into fucking Austin, win Austin, and have to keep the roster again.
Are there trades? Like, can you be like, hey, we'll send you our 2 guys, 2 of our guys for your. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of the times they'll just add cash on it as well.
Yeah.
The problem is you have to buy them out of their contracts a lot of the time, right? So like, Simple is he's still on Navi's bench, and nobody can afford to buy him off of the bench except for Falcons. Yeah, because he's the highest buyout in all of Counter-Strike. It's like a couple million.
Damn, he's riding the bench. Damn.
Yep. Because he chose to take some time off because he's Ukrainian, right? So when the whole war happened, he decided to take some time off.
Damn.
And yeah, he came back on loan to Falcons for 3 months, and they didn't really do that well. But
so, like, can he be released? Like, can the team be like, hey,
right,
we're cutting
well,
you?
when his contract's up.
Okay.
Because right now they're just paying him to be on the bench. He's just getting paid to.
That's what I'm saying.
Sit at home.
They can't like buy out his contract. The team can't buy it out and be like, all right, we're releasing you.
They could, but there's really no point in that. Because if they end up needing a stand-in and some shit happens, he could always go be a stand-in. But yeah, I don't know. Because Na'Vi needs some help too. He's on Na'Vi's bench, and they haven't done shit this whole year. Really? They haven't done anything. After Shanghai, they didn't even make Shanghai playoffs, I don't think. The major. And then after that, dude, they just have not been the same. They can't do anything. I don't know.
Sucks.
So I mean,
well, I was gonna say it sucks for him, but not really. He's getting paid to do nothing.
Yeah. What sucked for him was when Navi went out and won the major right after he said, "I'm gonna take some time off." Yeah. He said, "I'm gonna take some time off," and then the very next major, Navi wins without him. Right, but I mean, it is what it is. I think that's all I've got for Counter-Strike today, man.
Sounds good.
The Pro League was the biggest thing. The next tournament, like I said, I think it's Melbourne. Let me check. upcoming. Why is it not telling me the upcoming matches? That doesn't make sense. Huh. There we go. Yeah. So March. What fucking day? March 18th. We have that. That's not even a. That's a qualifier. We don't care about the qualifiers. Yeah. So IEM Melbourne is in April. I think that's the next like. Oh no, PGL Bucharest. PGL Bucharest will be the beginning of April.
Okay.
And that'll be the next big tournament I think we're talking about, and that's in Romania.
Really?
Yeah, Bucharest, Romania. Yeah.
No.
Melbourne's obvious.
Well, yeah, Australia.
Yeah, obviously Australia. Oh wow! And after Melbourne, we have Blast Rivals 2025 Season 1. That seems like a new tournament.
Yeah.
Seems pretty cool. And that's at the end of April, beginning of May. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
Alright.
Got some cool upcoming tournaments.
Yeah.
To talk about.
Starting off with the Blue Jackets, they have now lost 3 straight games. If they don't pick it up, they're gonna miss the playoffs.
Yeah, this isn't good for us.
No, they're back in action tomorrow against the Devils at home. The Devils are pretty much a guaranteed lock for the playoffs. So it'll be nice to see how we stack up against a playoff team like that. The Blue Jackets are currently in a spot to miss the playoffs. They have 70 points with 14 games left. The Senators are in first place in the wild card with 77 points. The Rangers have 72 points with 13 games left. And the Canadiens are the first team out with 71 points and 14 games left. We're the second team out. So we got 14 games left. Need to pick it up. Need to get some wins. If we're going to lose, we need to make sure that we lose in overtime.
Yeah,
pick up points. Switching over to football, got a couple free agency signings. Justin Fields. The Justin Fields saga concludes with him signing to play with the New York Jets. He reunites with Garrett Wilson, as well. Garrett Wilson, as well as Luke Farrell, his old tight end from Ohio State, and Josh Myers, his old center from Ohio State. So that'll be nice. That'll be nice for him. The Aaron Rodgers saga continues, as he still hasn't decided where he wants to sign. It's reported that he wants to sign with Minnesota, pretty much following Brett Favre's career from Green Bay to New York to Minnesota, but we'll never know. He is considering retirement as well. That is one of his options. So it's all about really where
he is getting old.
Yeah, it's up to him. Yeah. Daniel Jones signs with the Colts on a 1-year deal. Hayden is not happy about that.
Daniel Jones is who?
Quarterback, signs with the Colts.
Who did he play for before?
The New York Giants.
That's why I don't know who he is.
Yeah, and then they released him this past year. Cut him. He signed.
Okay.
I don't remember where he signed. But signs with the Colts now. He's going to be there for at least a year, probably just a year. That's all I imagine.
Cool. Oh, wow.
He's not very good, though. Not very good. Joey Bosa signs a 1-year deal with the Bills.
Yeah, I read that earlier.
Yeah.
That'll
be good
insane.
for them. That's good for them. They were a team that I was telling to get Myles Garrett. I was saying you should get Myles Garrett.
Yeah,
they could use a pass rusher. And Joey Bosa can be that. Signs a 1-year deal. He may resign with them. If he does good this 1 year, I bet you he'll resign. Another move, former Super Bowl MVP and Triple Crown winner Cooper Kupp is heading to Seattle to suit up for the Seahawks. After the Rams released him. They cut him. Came out, cut him. Let him sign.
Didn't really know that was coming.
With whoever he wanted to. Just like out of I'm assuming it's like a respect thing. Like if you have a guy that's devoted his career to your team, you don't have any interest in re-signing or whatever. You cut him and let him go wherever they want. You don't have to trade him.
Yeah.
Just like a moral thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cowboys sign former Carolina Panther and Philadelphia Eagle running back Miles Sanders. You did pretty good for the Eagles before Saquon got there.
Probably a good pickup because Cowboys sucked.
Yeah, they did. There's been reports and rumors that the Cowboys are going to go after Ashton Genty. So, they still may, but they just signed Miles Sanders, so they've got a running back. Sam Darnold signs with Seattle and will wear DK Metcalf's old number 14.
That's crazy.
I don't know the details on that deal. I'm assuming it's a multi-year deal. But yeah, signs with Seattle. The Steelers, this is what I said, oh God, right before the pod started. Said, oh God. Steelers re-signed Mason Rudolph after after a 1-year stint in Tennessee. They bring him back. He's probably going to be a backup to whatever quarterback they sign, but they bring
I
him
fucking
back.
hope.
They bring him back.
Oh my lord.
That's all I got for the NFL. Starting college basketball talks. Ohio State missed the tournament after a first round loss to Iowa in the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah.
So,
well, you were saying that they suck.
yeah, they're not very good. They beat teams they shouldn't, and they lose to teams they shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's stressful. It really is.
Yeah. Everything about Ohio State basketball shouldn't be.
Yeah. Yep. All right,
Makes
you wanna pull up that bracket? Get it
yeah.
started.
Fine.
All right, starting off with let's do the South bracket first. We'll just go left, go all the way down, and then go back up, go to the right, and go all the way down.
Okay.
Auburn. Auburn's definitely.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Now Creighton and Louisville will be a good game because Louisville's 27-7 and Creighton's 24-10. So I mean, it's really anybody's game. Yeah, I would probably go Louisville.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go Louisville simply because I would rather them win.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Michigan and UC San Diego. That's not going to be a game. Michigan just won the Big Ten tournament today.
Okay, then Michigan.
Michigan's going to take that one. Same with Texas A&M.
Texas
A&M will beat down Yale. Now this is where it could get interesting. So San Diego State, SDSU, and UNC, they'll play in the first. It's called the first four, I think. And they'll play to see who gets that 11 seed. So
same thing with up here, right here.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, Ole Miss is a good basketball team. I mean, they're 22-11, which isn't bad like by any means. They're in the SEC, which is a tough conference. North Carolina's 22-13, and San Diego State's 21-9. I would probably go Ole Miss here, but if there was going to be an upset, like a 6-11 upset, I think it would be this game.
So which one do you think we should put in?
We can go Ole Miss.
Ole Miss? Okay.
Yep. Iowa State for sure.
Yeah, that doesn't even look like it's a
And then
game.
Here I would go New Mexico. New Mexico they're 26-7, and Marquette is 23-10. So they have a better record, and I do think that this will be an upset.
All right, let's do New Mexico.
Yeah, Michigan State. That one's not going to be close.
Yeah, that's not even a competition over there.
Yeah, let's go back up and work the right side.
Back up here.
Duke. Yeah.
Duke. Yeah, that's not even a question either.
Yeah, Mississippi State and Baylor. So again, these are two decent teams. Baylor kind of snuck in there. They're 19-14. So I would probably go Mississippi State.
What's their record?
21-12. 2 more wins, 2 less losses.
Yeah.
But I would say they're in a tougher conference for sure. The SEC is pretty good at basketball this year.
Gotcha.
Here I would go Oregon. But again, Liberty could be another one of those upset teams. 5-12, those are always hard. 5-12 and 6-11, those are always hard to pick. I would go Oregon.
Okay. I think Arizona's got that by a mile.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't even watch basketball, and I think Arizona's got it.
Akron just won their conference championship, I think, last night. Or I don't know if they won it, but they won a game in their conference championship by a buzzer beater. So, I mean,
wow.
they barely squeaked past their MAC opponents.
Yeah.
BYU and VCU. This will be a good game, I think. VCU is 28-6, whereas BYU is 24-9. BYU is obviously playing better competition. But again, 6-11, those are hard games to pick. What do you think here? What would you go?
Well, here's the issue. Never heard of VCU.
They played Ohio State years and years ago. That's why I know
them.
But like I feel like they're usually in the tournament. Like they're usually a fairly good team, and sometimes they make a deep run.
This is the first time I've ever even looked at a bracket.
Really?
So I got to go BYU.
All right.
Because I just have never even heard of this.
All right. Wisconsin, that's not going to be a game.
Wisconsin, well, yeah, Montana. I'm surprised they even have a basketball team.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here I would go St. Mary's. I bet you a lot of people would be picking Vanderbilt just because of their name and the conference. But Vanderbilt's 20-12, whereas St. Mary's 28-5.
Wow. All right, let's go St. Mary's.
All right. All right.
Well, then Alabama, that's not even going to be a competition.
Yeah. You may be able to scroll
All right.
down some more, and there should be yep, keep going now.
The Final
Nope, keep
Four.
going. Right there.
Oh, the West and
West and
Midwest.
Midwest, yep. Yeah, Florida's taking that one. That's not gonna be a game.
Florida. UConn, Oklahoma.
UConn and I would probably pick UConn just because of what they've done in the recent years. I mean, they are the two-time defending champs. They're making it again. I do not think they're gonna win. I don't think they're gonna get past Florida if they somehow get past Oklahoma.
Sweet. Well, we'll get UConn.
All right, all right. Colorado State, Memphis. Colorado State's 25-9. Memphis is 29-5. So I would probably go Memphis, but again, this is one of those games that could be an upset. I would go Memphis though.
Yeah, I think I like Memphis here.
Yeah, I like Maryland here. Maryland's really hot right now.
Again, Grand Canyon. Again,
GCU,
shouldn't even
yeah.
have a basketball team.
Dude, there's like 300 Division I basketball teams. It's crazy. Drake, I would pick Drake here. I would pick Drake.
Heard of that?
Drake is they're 30-3.
Damn.
Yeah, Missouri's 22-11.
Damn.
Missouri will probably still be favored, but I do think Drake can pull it off. I think they're playing better basketball. Texas Tech, that's no doubter, no brainer.
No competition.
Same with Kansas. I mean, Kansas is always good, always a blue blood.
St. John's.
Yeah,
Again,
St. John.
No competition. All right.
Houston for sure. No doubt about it.
Gonzaga
and
Georgia.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I think Gonzaga is the better team, and I do think they will win. But Georgia can hang with pretty much anyone.
Right. Well, if you think Gonzaga is going to win, we'll go Gonzaga.
Clemson and McNeese, they have the same record, but obviously Clemson's playing tougher competition in the ACC, so I'd go them.
Yeah, I agree. Purdue.
Purdue
I've never even heard of
High Point. Purdue's been upset quite a few times in recent years. I could see High Point pulling it off, but Purdue's probably the safe pick.
We'll go Purdue.
Illinois or Texas and Xavier. Texas barely squeaked in today. I can't want to say squawk in. I don't know why. Texas barely squeaked in today. There are 19-15, where Xavier's 21-11. I would probably go Illinois though. I don't think either of those teams will put up a fight to Illinois. Okay. Kentucky, most definitely.
Yep. UCLA, Utah State.
UCLA's 22-10. Utah State's 26-7. I would probably go UCLA. What is 4 less wins in a much tougher conference? UCLA's playing some pretty good basketball right now. And then you got Tennessee. That's not going to be close.
All right. So should we go back up?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Definitely taking Auburn here over Louisville. No doubt about it. I would take Michigan over Texas A&M. Like I said, Michigan just won the Big Ten tournament today. They're playing some good basketball. As of late, they're pretty hot. Iowa State, I would take. I don't really think Ole Miss is a great team, but they're not going to be playing great teams in the first round. So I would go Iowa State, and then Michigan State for sure.
Yeah, no brainer.
Then I'd go Duke. Yeah, Duke. Here I would go Arizona.
All right.
I'd go Arizona because I could see Oregon getting beat by Liberty in the first round. I mean, I don't think it'll happen. I think Oregon will win, but I could see it, and because of that, I would pick Arizona. Because if Liberty does happen to beat Oregon, Arizona's still beating Liberty. Arizona's advancing for sure. BYU and Wisconsin. That'll be a good game. I do think Wisconsin will take it, but I think that'll be a pretty close and good game. I think it'll be one of those games that come down to the wire, like last minute.
Right.
And then Alabama over St. Mary. I think Alabama has a chance to win it all. They're a really good basketball team.
Yeah, they're also probably playing tougher competition though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We can just stay up here if you want.
Okay. Yeah, might as well.
I think Auburn will take that,
Yeah.
and then I think Michigan State will take that.
What's Iowa State's record?
Iowa State is 24-9. Michigan
And
State's
Michigan
27
State.
and 6.
I think I'll go with Michigan State.
And
No record
then
has absolutely nothing to do with anything, but
no. And then I would take Duke. Duke right there. I'll take Alabama. And then this is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets really interesting. I think Auburn will beat Michigan State, but Duke and Alabama will be. Yeah, this may be the game of the tournament. Duke and Alabama. That'll be a really good game. It's really a coin flip. Pick 'em. That's pretty much all
all
it
right,
is.
we'll do Alabama just for an upset in there.
Sounds good. All right.
All right, moving on down.
Like I said earlier, I think UConn's going to get bounced in the second round. Give me Florida.
Right.
I think Maryland will win it. Playing better basketball in a better conference. I feel like that'll for sure help. Now this could get interesting here. Give me Drake. We gotta have one Cinderella
Crazy.
team, huh? Gotta have
I like
one.
that.
And then give me St. John over Kansas. St. John's playing really good basketball. They're 30-4.
Damn.
Yeah. Houston over Gonzaga for sure. Give me Purdue over Clemson. I think.
Damn, didn't you say Purdue is getting upset?
I said they could by High Point. They get upset quite often in the last recent years in the tournament. Give me Kentucky over Illinois, and then Tennessee over UCLA. And we'll just go back up to the top left. We'll go Florida over Maryland, and St. John over Drake for sure. Houston is probably going to beat Purdue, I guess, and then Tennessee and Kentucky, two SEC teams. Who do you think will win?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Tennessee's 27-7. Kentucky's 22-11.
Yeah, I gotta go with my boys though.
Hell yeah. And then I'll probably pick Florida over St. John. Give me St. John. Yeah.
Okay.
And then probably Houston.
UHUK.
Yeah, dude, they look pretty much damn near the same. Just different
I
colors.
know.
Yeah, I'll
you said
probably
Houston?
take Houston, yeah.
Cool. I'm hoping Kentucky does beat them, but
Pick them. Pick Kentucky then. I mean, I feel like that'll be a pretty good game, pretty close game.
yeah. Fuck it.
All right, then we're down to the final four, and then there were four. I would probably take Auburn over St. John here. I feel like St. John will make a good run and then get bounced.
I agree.
And then I'd take Alabama over Kentucky.
Unfortunately, I agree.
And then we get a rivalry rematch. Alabama spoiled
Alabama,
Auburn's
Auburn.
senior day. And because of that, I think Auburn's pretty pissed off. Give me the Tigers.
Hell yeah.
Now, the points, I don't know anything about. But like 176
yeah.
176 or something stupid.
How many
yeah.
total points will be scored in the championship game? I think it's gonna be 100 and let's see. I think the final score is gonna be 94-92. So
Damn.
what is that? Wow, 186.
That's a high scoring game.
Yep.
All right.
Hell
Sounds
yeah.
good. You can
I have
enter.
no idea how points in basketball work, but what do I
Yeah, you can
Click
enter
both of
those. Yeah.
admit?
Well, those were our picks. I mean, let's hope that we get the Warren Buffett. I don't know if that's still a thing. Warren Buffett used to do the $1 billion bracket challenge. Where if you
That'd be
get
crazy.
if you get a perfect bracket, you win $1 billion. He'll just give you $1 billion. Warren Buffett $1 billion. In 2014, Warren Buffett offered. Oh, where'd it go? In 2014, Warren Buffett got in on the March Madness action when his investment company Berkshire Hathaway instituted its own bracket challenge. The challenge provided that any perfect scoring employee Anyone who correctly predicts every game of the men's tournament would win $1 billion. Over
Damn.
time, this was modified to $1 million every year for life. I mean, that's still amazing.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'll take that.
I don't think you can blow through $1 billion, but $1 million every year does not hurt. You're getting a salary every year. That's your salary, $1 million.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'd
Yeah,
take $1 million a year.
me too. Me too.
That's like fucking. That's a lot. That's like. Probably close to 250 times what I make.
Yeah,
Maybe more.
yeah,
Probably more. And yeah, it's crazy.
yeah. We're 21 and 22 right now. Imagine if we live another 60 years,
Right.
live to 80, another 60. That's $60 million in the bank account over time. Which I mean,
Right, dude.
once you get enough, then you can invest into a company. Like you can start a business, you can start a
Exactly.
whatever. You can
Get
invest it.
whatever you
Yeah,
want.
yeah. You can make that passive
Yeah.
income.
It'd be crazy.
It would be, dude. Let's hope
It'd
we
be
win it,
absolutely nuts. Yeah, it'd be sweet.
dude. That clip of us picking would go viral if we get it perfect.
Yeah, it'd be nuts.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I got today.
All right. Well, if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to like, subscribe, and come back next week. Don't
Yep.
forget to hit that bell down at the bottom either.
Yep. Monday at 1. Every Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Appreciate it.
Bye bye.